Julian Alvarez has officially announced he wants Barcelona, and he wants us bad. It's happening. Let's go.
Back up,
Why
nigga.
you fucking push me? Did you just push me, nigga? Bro, are you crazy?
Nigga, I said back up.
Crazy? Bro, you'll see. You're gonna regret that shit.
You ain't gonna do shit.
Watch me. Barcelona always gets what it wants. That's the perks of being the greatest club of all time. And once again, it is shown right here. So today we will talk about Julian Alvarez informing Atletico Madrid that he wants to join Barcelona. Also, we will talk about the Spanish squad for the World Cup and how there was no Madrid players taken for the tournament, and Dean Huijsen's reaction to it. And we will talk about Messi's injury scare right before the World Cup. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. All that helps me a lot. And yeah, let's just get straight into this. Julian Alvarez has informed Atletico Madrid he wants to leave. Now, this has been a saga that has been going on for about a year now. He is a player that Barcelona have wanted for a minute. He perfectly fits the system. He works very hard defensively. He's good, obviously, scoring goals and shit. If he wasn't, he just wouldn't be a striker. But he works hard behind the ball. He's super talented technically. He is the perfect Barcelona forward for Hansi Flick. And before this, Atleti were making it super difficult, asking for over 200 million, just money that Barcelona does not have, and money that I think Barcelona should not spend, even if they did have that much. But Alvarez is attempting to make this a lot easier. Julian Alvarez has informed Atletico Madrid that he wants to leave. Now, at this point, we will still have to pay Atletico a good amount of money, but it will not be as much as 200 million. Now, it's up to them to want to get rid of him, bro, because they won't want a player who wants to leave. What's the point of keeping Julian Alvarez if all he wants to do is leave? It's more in our hands now to get this player. It was a way harder kind of thing to do if Alvarez didn't say anything, and it was just kind of up to us to just bring the money and just kind of tap dance for Atleti, which is something that we kind of already did for Athletic Bilbao last season for Nico Williams. Thankfully, it didn't happen. Because Williams is a lying, cheating bitch. But that's kind of something that we were doing last season. And Nico Williams lied to us and got his contract up. I don't think that's what Julian Alvarez is doing here. I think he is an actual winner. I think he's an honest person who genuinely wants to win in the sport. So, yeah, bro. Breaking, Julian Alvarez has no intention to accept Atletico Madrid's renewal offer. So, yeah, this also came that his contract comes up, I think, next year in 2027 or 28. He wants to join Barca. He believes that he deserves a better and more ambitious project that gives him a better chance of winning titles. This has nothing to do with Simeone, as the relationship is good, contrary to the narrative others are pushing. Atletico Madrid wants 150 million euros for him and will not sell below that. Some of the club believes that they should keep him. Others see this as a major opportunity to cash in and give Mateo Alemany greater financial power to reshape the squad. Atletico Madrid will not make his exit easy, and especially not to Barcelona, although Laporta dreams of selling Julian. Atletico do not believe Barcelona's currently have the financial capabilities to make an offer that satisfies them. Some inside the club would only accept cash, while others would consider players being included in the deal, such as Ferran Torres, who is reportedly highly rated by Mateo Alemany. Because of that, Atletico also do not rule out the possibility that once the summer window goes, Julian Alvarez may simply have no option but to continue honoring his contract. I don't think that's true, bro. I think they kind of have to give into this, bro. Because a player just saying outright that he doesn't want to play for a club is a big thing. I think that's a big mental thing to the locker room as well. Because if a player says that he wants to leave and then he plays another season with that team, it's just not the same, bro. I feel like you kind of grow this kind of silent animosity, even though you don't say anything towards players that do shit like this. Because you know he wants to leave. You know his mind isn't completely with you. He wants to play for another club. He has said it openly. And there's no way to hide from it. And I do think this makes this transfer easier. I do think we will be able to get him for under 100 million euros. I do not want to trade Ferran Torres because at the moment we do not have a backup striker. Unless we get the Egyptian that was just called up for the World Cup. We have him in our, I think, Barca Athletic or Barca B team. Abdul Karim. He's a baller striker, very very big. He's had some good clips at the club for a minute now. He hasn't been called up to the first team, but hopefully he will be for next season. He'll join the team for the off season for the friendlies during the summer, and we see where we go from there. But at the moment, we do not have a backup striker. We have to sign somebody. And I don't know if that's not the idea to bring Abdul Karim to the first team. Then I don't know how I feel about swapping Ferran, because I do rate Ferran highly, even though he is a bit inconsistent. For all the shit that he does get, he had good numbers this season. He showed up in big games, and actual big games, not like Chelsea in November. Sure, everybody played bad against Chelsea, but that was a group stage game, and we ended up automatically qualifying for the Champions League round of 16 anyways. Big games, I mean, against Real Madrid in clinching the title, where he scored a great goal. Against Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League, where he scored an absolute banger and almost scored another one, but unlucky he was offside, and he played a great game in both those games as well. He shows up in big games. He might play bad for months out of the season, but when you really, really need him there. Last season in the Copa del Rey final, he's there, bro. I truly believe he's a player that you can call upon when you really, really need him. He might be inconsistent for a few months, and he might have a bad few months. But then when it really gets into crunch time, Ferran Torres shows that he has what's necessary. So I don't want to get rid of Ferran just like that, but we'll see what happens, dude. We're still very much in the early parts of this saga. We have 3 months to work on it, the World Cup as well. And, yeah, we'll see what goes on from there. Yeah, I already read this is the same shit. Barcelona want to work on both Joao Pedro and Julian Alvarez deals simultaneously so as not to repeat last year's mistake of becoming obsessed with one player and having no alternative ready if something happens. They are talking about Nico Williams last season, who did us fucking dirty, who lied to our face to get a bigger contract from Atletico Bilbao. The Barca don't want to do that again, obviously, which is a good thing. Joao Pedro is a player. I think he's all right. I would like to sign him, but I think every Barca fan would prefer Julian Alvarez because he just fits the system so much better, and he just is a better football player than Joao Pedro. That's just a fact. He's world class. Joao Pedro's not quite at that level yet, so I think most people would want Julian Alvarez more over Joao Pedro, but I wouldn't complain about Joao Pedro getting signed either if it's necessary. So now on to juiciness. Here's Spain's World Cup squad for the 2026 World Cup. Unai Simon, David Raya, Joan Garcia, Cucurella, Grimaldo, Cubarsi, Laporta, Pubil, Eric Garcia, Marcos Llorente, Porro, Pedri, Fabian, Zubimendi, Gavi, Rodrigo, Baena, Marino, Oyarzabal, Olmo, Nico, Pino, Ferran, Iglesias, Victor Munoz, and the big boy, Lamine Yamal. Now, first of all, you will probably see that some big names are left out here, like Carvajal and Huijsen. Carvajal was a name that was that had a big part in them winning the Euro in 2024. And yeah, so I'll talk about it in a second. But a little thing I'm sad about is Gerard Martin not getting the call, because I do think he had a really good season. I think he's better than Pubil. Like when I'm looking at this list here, like Cucurella, Grimaldo, they're both left backs. You can't really replace them. Cubarsi, Laporta, those will probably be the starting center backs. Pubil and Eric Garcia, he's a baller as well, had a great season too. He's better than Martin in my opinion too. Pubil is someone that I don't think he's not as good as Gerard Martin. I think Martin had a better season than him, and I think that's the one person in this whole squad he can replace. Eric Garcia is safe. Llorente's safe. Llorente's a baller, and Porto usually plays good for Spain. I'm surprised no Lenormand and no Huijsen, bro. I think those are the two big names that are kind of left out of here, to be honest, man. No Lenormand is a shock as well. But, hey, man. A lot of Barca players called and none from Madrid. I do feel like, Madrid didn't have the best season, but to not call up one of them, I do feel like this. I'm gonna speak from the heart here as a Barca fan, and you have to think I have a bias of being a Barca fan. I do believe that this kind of had to do with team chemistry, because I don't think that Pubil's better than Huijsen. Carvajal obviously has taken like a backseat role since Trent has come to Madrid, but he has played a big part in Spanish football over the past 10 years, but I don't see him getting into this squad as easily because he's competing against Garcia, who can play as a right back, Llorente, who had an amazing season, and Porto, who's a good player who plays good for Spain. So Carvajal, I don't really see too much here. I think the big one is Huijsen, because Pubil, out of the defenders, is the big one that can be replaced. And Laporta maybe, because he doesn't really play at the highest level anymore. He plays in Saudi Arabia. So Pubil and Laporta. Did Huijsen have more of a reason to get into the squad than them? I do believe so, if I'm being honest. But ultimately, I do think this is just a strong Spanish team. They have a lot of talent, obviously. Here, I'm happy to see Gavi made it. You know, he was out for so long with that injury, but once he came back, he was a very, very big part in how he played in the final few months of the season, bro. Gavi is very important to us. So, yeah. And Fermin would have definitely got the call had he not got injured. So, unlucky for him. But this is a good team, bro. Lamine is ready to change the world with this squad. Here was Dean Huijsen's reaction on IG, putting his sofa score up on the team of the season. I don't know. How the fuck did Bellingham get team of the season, bro? That's just weird shit, bro. That is just weird, man. I'm guessing this goes off like sofa score, so whoever has the highest sofa score at a position just gets the call, but just weird shit, bro. Martin had a better season than Housen. Fermin had a better season than Bellingham. Like, just, I don't understand this shit sometimes. But whatever. Yeah. And here's Dean Huijsen posting this, giving his reasoning as to going to the World Cup. Uh, the co-tweeter said, "Unlucky for Huijsen that the coach actually watches game on screen, not on SofaScore, Lamau, and facts. Huijsen just was not good enough." And here is a video as to why Dean Huijsen didn't get called up for the World Cup, bro. If you don't remember, him and Lamine were beefing at the Super Cup final, bro. Yeah, they'll make any excuse they can. Yeah, whatever about that. Huijsen can kiss rocks. All Madrid players can kiss rocks. They're just not good enough. Greatest Spanish team of all time, my ass. Barcelona holds that title because we are instrumental to all of Spain's success in the past 20 years. So, yeah. So, yesterday, Messi, or 2 days ago, I think. Actually, no, it was yesterday, I believe. Messi walked off the game against. They had a game against who? I fucking forget. But Inter Miami had a game. It was a crazy game. They won 6-4 in the end. It was a crazy game, nigga. But Messi walked off the pitch, walked directly to the locker room, and people were scared that he might be injured for the World Cup. Lionel Messi suffers from discomfort but no serious injury ahead of the World Cup test confirmed. Messi said to be available for Argentina. Now, if you know about Messi's career, you know he's been dealing with, like, muscle shit in his thighs for about years now. In his, like, thigh. I think it's his left thigh for years now. And he's always been touching it. It's just been a problem. And I think that's something that he'll just had to the end of his career because he's been trying to figure it out for a minute now. And, yeah, it's always been up to, like, muscle fatigue and something. It's not like an injury. So, yeah, thankfully we will see Messi at the World Cup. But, yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, bro. We will see the greatest at the World Cup, and he will be there to defend his title. So, yeah. Peace.